evening of the 24th. This is day 8 for this one. This was the first one that I noticed had formed a chrysalis. I had some caterpillars that came on the milkweed plants. They came from Texas. It was really cold outside, so I went ahead and brought them in. It's going to be in the 40s this week as well. This winter's been kind of crazy. And anyways, this one formed on the side, so I don't think that it was able to completely shed its skin. I have seen that sometimes they don't drop their skin and they're fine. So, however, on this side over here, if I can get to that, there is just a little bit of a black streak, and it could be okay. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes it could be that maybe something bit it, and it could be where they bleed and it turns black. But it has some markings on it, some spots. So we'll just see. But I think it's going to be okay. We shall see. All right, I'm going to pause this. Okay, and then this was the last one of the caterpillars that came with the milkweed plants that formed its chrysalis. It's looking good. Let me go to the other one. This little guy here, that one chrysalis I just showed you, well, he was eating the leaves that the chrysalis was on, or she. And so at any rate, because this leaf, I had to detach this, so it's kind of dehydrated, even though I'm keeping it watered, because the leaf was eaten in half by that other one. So I've just put some dental floss on it to give it some more support. It's still attached to the original leaf. I just rather to keep it attached, but I gave it some extra support with some dental floss. And so anyways, it looks fine. It looks okay. And then I have 12 eggs that I just collected. Now I treated these with a bleach solution that those that clean their eggs, I'll share a link in the description of one of the people that I like the way that he does his cleaning. Everybody, it can vary, different. Some people detach the eggs completely from the leaves. I don't like to detach any eggs from anything. And at any rate, and then I have these in here. One egg did fall off, so there's a total of 6 eggs in here. No, 5. Sorry, 5. That was from Waystation number 2, and then this was Waystation number 1. I have 2 Waystations, and so it's not focusing. At any rate, I wanted to chat a little bit. So, this may make some people, I'll turn it this way, angry, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make anybody angry, but I just really feel like, I hope that more people would put milkweed out, but for those that are wanting to rear the butterflies, I just hope and pray that they pass a law, because this is on an endangered list. And I just don't think that people should be rearing species that are on endangered list without some kind of basic guidelines. And so if you have tons of chrysalis and, and you're not taking precautions like cleaning the eggs, or at the very least testing the butterflies for OE before they're released, it could actually do more harm to have a whole bunch of people are thinking about the numbers, but really it's not just the numbers, it's the quality. Because if you release a whole bunch of butterflies and you don't even know if they have OE or not, you've just released an infestation into a population. And in areas where have plants being shipped in from different states, like I live in Oklahoma, and the plants that were brought in from Texas, it was still cold here. So if you just put those milkweeds out into your yard, they'll die if they have caterpillars on it, or eggs, and it's still in the 30s and 40s, because it's coming from a state. people mean to do well, and that's wonderful, but it's not hard to test for OE. It's not hard. You can get a handheld microscope for under $20, you know, and you can see it so easily. You know what I mean? And because it's devastating. So if you release a whole bunch of butterflies and you don't even know if they have OE, and then you have people that live nearby who are trying to do everything, you know, in the safest way, and you just release a bunch of butterflies all over their property that's infested, then you just infested and undid all their work to try to make a safe environment for monarchs. It's just, I just really pray that, you know, the government makes some basic regulations on rearing endangered species. You know, I ask people that are considering rearing butterflies, please don't do it unless you're willing to test for OE, and be careful and cautious about keeping the containers clean and keeping them virus free, and at the very least, my goodness, test for OE. Don't just, you know, grow them and set them loose. You know, clean the plants, clean the leaves that you're feeding the caterpillars. You know, if people just plant milkweed, that is a great help. But if you're going to rear, please test for OE.